These are the top sports betting apps that I use that I win big and it took my game to the next level. Let's go. In this video, I'm going to show you the best sports betting apps that I use and I crush the sports books with. I'm also going to show you which app can give you the most bang for your buck. But if you're new to the channel and you're a new signee, look at the promotional links below that I have in the comment sections. There, you can sign up and get free money and get the biggest bang for your buck. Stick around for the end of the video and I'll show you a quick hack where you can maximize that benefit. So there are like 20 sports betting apps that we can use. I'm going to go through each tier of which ones I think are the best. Our first tier we're going to start with is what I call our usual suspects. Those are your DraftKings, your FanDuels, your MGM bets, your Caesars. I think for me at least, I crush DraftKings. I always have. It's a go-to to mine. They have great betting props. They're a top-rated platform. If you look on the Apple Store, they're rated out the wazoo. You can bet almost on every sport. There's a ton of DFS and fantasy stuff. If you're really into the fantasy, this has everything you can want in a sports book, and it's open for everybody across all the 38 states that can bet. This is why they call them DraftKings. The second app in this tier is FanDuel. Very easy app. The one thing I really like about the FanDuel app that you can't get with maybe say a DraftKings is that the FanDuel app for my bet small win big parlay betters, you can do a lot of different parlays in FanDuel. The interface is really easy to use. You can switch up how you want to do your parlays. It really allows you for you to do a lot of different parlays. So if you're a parlay better, and you want to parlay different future bets or single bets or specialty bets, I think FanDuel is great for you and fits your niche. It's on all devices and mobile platforms, so you shouldn't have a problem being able to download. Interface is pretty slick. It's a good grab. I would give that a second tier star. The third one that I want to talk about is Bet MGM. Now, I don't bet MGM as much as I do FanDuel and DraftKings, but I tell you what, when I get into the GUI of MGM, it is really, really slick. It's probably the best interface of the three. When you get into the mobile app, it's really nice. It's got a dark background. Everything's very legible and easy to read, whether it be a single bet, you're putting in a parlay, you can bet on multiple sports. It is really a top notch betting app. The one cool thing too about MGM is that you can sync it with your Yahoo Sports account. So that's a nice little feature where you're in your Yahoo Sports account and you can use the Bet MGM and you can get that cross connection in terms of your data of what you're looking at in terms of your login and maybe some fantasy sports as well. They do have some limited parlay options. I know there's a lot of people who like to bet parlays. So it's kind of the third tier of the kind of upper tier or my usual suspects. But it's a really, really good app. Looking at the three, I would grade my best app and my go to app have to have on your device. It's got to be DraftKings. You have to have DraftKings on there. They're top tier in terms of betting odds, they're top tier in terms of getting the bets out there fast, and they're top tier getting your payment back to you. So when you win money on DraftKings and you do a withdrawal, you get the money back typically within that same day. FanDuel takes a couple days, MGM takes a couple days. So I like to win money and I like to get paid fast. So for me, DraftKings is a must have on all devices. So for my second tier of app that I have is I call it the up and comers. This is the ESPN Bet app, which is really new, Bet Rivers, and Prize Picks. Now, with the ESPN app, It's only about a year or so old. It's a really nice interface, I think. And I think the good thing that I think is very important that you got to listen to is that the ESPN app odds don't catch up with the other sports betting odds. So, for example, if you're betting on the Sixers to win the NBA finals or the Eastern Conference finals and say Embiid gets hurt, those odds take longer to update on the ESPN app than they do the other apps. The other apps like DraftKings and FanDuel's, they're pretty instantaneous. As soon as news breaks on something, that typically is relevant or updated within those apps. But with the ESPN app, takes just a little bit longer. So if you're odd shopping around and you're jumping from app to app to see which are your best odds, ESPN is a little bit slow on that. So that's a nice little gem that you should remember and get ESPN on your device. The second one is Bet Rivers. Now, Bet Rivers is gaining some traction, I think. The only problem is it's not available in every state that is allowed for legal betting. So, has a good mix of different sports. I think the mobile app has a decent interface. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. The only problem with the Bet Rivers app is that it takes two apps. You have to have the Bet Rivers app in your betting state, and then you have to have a Bally Bet Rivers. So I'm not really sure the functionality of having the different apps or which app is which. I think that's somewhat confusing. But again, Bet Rivers is in most states for the most part, and I think it's really becoming one of the new up and comers. And you're going to see a lot of people who stick to betting on Bet Rivers. My third option is Prize Picks. Now, I can only give you just a little bit of information on the Prize Picks apps, but it's strictly for fantasy. So if you're a fantasy guy, you're really not into odds, you're really not into betting the side of a team or doing parlays, you really like your fantasy, one, DraftKings is just amazing at that. So you can always bet DraftKings in terms of that. It's called DraftKings for a reason. But Prize Picks gives you a very good secondary option where you can bet fantasy and build lineups and make money that way as well. Unfortunately, I'm in Pennsylvania, so I can't download it and do a full review, but I still think it's a valuable option. I've heard a lot about it. You can Google and do some YouTube channels of the Prize Pick app of people who have it and can give you a kind of full length. I wish I could, but we can't right now because it's not legal in PA just yet. Before we finish up the sports betting app reviews, thank you guys for listening and watching. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's right here at the bottom so you can get more of up to date sports betting content. And my third category, I'm going to call this one acquisitions because this sports book was just acquired by the Fanatics sports boarding. It was Point Bet. So in Point Bet, it was really high risk, high reward. And the only way you bet, it wasn't fixed odds. You had a chance to actually bet of how much a team was going to lose or how much they were going to win by. And based on that number, you would get your specific odds. So a very, very unconventional way of betting. I'm not a big fan of the range of betting that you can do that. You can do that in some of the other sports betting apps, but Point Bet has now become a full-fledged sports betting app owned by the Fanatics. Has a pretty decent interface, very easy parlays, and there's a lot of quick same game parlay picks. So, about the same game parlay picks that you guys see, specifically in the Fanatic Sportsbook, the casinos want you to lose. They don't want you to win. So, their algorithm is putting up sports betting bets under same game parlays that might not be in your best interest. So, the way I attack those is looking at those bets and seeing which one I can take from each one and making my own. But Fanatics does a really good job of giving you a lot of options. So some of them win, some of them lose. You can see which ones are popular, which ones people like. It does can give you a lot of information on how to bet same game parlays, but I don't think it's the best option for you to use and you to invest your money in, but it is an option that a lot of the other sports books don't have. Some of them usually have celebrity type same game parlays or just one or two that is available to you. Point Break or AKA Fanatics does a really good job of giving you a lot of options for your same game parlay and how people can place bids. Really limited process. So I don't know if that one's a really good one, but I think there's one out there for us to kind of keep our eyes on. If you made it to the end of the video, that means you're looking for what the hell was that hack to maximize my profits. Pretty simple. All the sports betting apps for new users have sign up bonuses. So, what you want to do here is you want to reach out to your wife, your husband, a friend, a mom or dad, and get them to sign up for the same bonuses. So then you have two pots to play with in terms of your betting. So you make a bet on your new account and you help the other person make another bet on their account. This way, you get double the fun and double the profit. You want to become a better sports bettor in 2024? Check out these two videos right here. Here are the top 3 steps of becoming a better sports bettor in 2024 and the top 3 mistakes I made in sports betting. This is Moss Money. This is Money Pot.